You make me feel so dark, you really broke my Hello and welcome to today's edition of Texan Esports Overwatch. Once again, your host B Jord. As we get ready to get started here in just a few moments. Now, Overwatch as a game is, if you haven't heard the news, has adapted a lot recently with 4 new hero releases within the past few weeks. So the game's looking entirely different as we have a DC, it looks like. I'm not sure what will happen here. We might be going on a short tech break, but as I was saying, Overwatch game has changed a lot recently. So I'm excited to see what ends up happening here. As always, let me know if there's any issues with production and whatnot. I will be sure to be checking on that myself, but looking forward to a great match here. And I think it is not showing the game for some reason, so give me 1 second. I see if I can try to fix this. We'll see if that ends up working. Come on.
Go for it.
Keep looking and see if this works for me, because I'm on 30-second delay, so I have to keep going back and forth to check if the game's changing at all on stream or not. But for now, I'll just try to tell you all what's going on until we get picture to come up here. Might have to contact my tech expert, which would be DarkKnight. But nevertheless, we are underway. Fried Rice is going to open us up onto one of those new heroes. He's going to be playing the Domina here. And Mop on the Emery. So 2 of the new heroes already getting featured early in this one. And Mop's going to open us up onto Snowwolf with the opening kill of this first point. As all the kills are going in favor of Tarleton. Mop gets himself a double. How many more can he find? And Tarleton, they clean up house. They're going to lose nobody and eliminate all of San Diego State Esports as they secure the point. And it looks like we are still black screen. So I might need to call for backup here, because I tried to go for emergency screen capture as well. And even that is not working for me, which is a real shame. Let's see what I can do here. Capture window. Close. Even that didn't fix it. This is so weird. In the meantime, though, Tarleton are doing a nice job as Fried Rice lands yet another solo kill on the Domina. He gets punished for it. Impulsive. Quick on the trade. Gets himself a double of his own. Damage Penny goes down. Tarleton are forced to concede the point after giving up 40%. As I continue to try to work through my awesome tech issues, which I don't know how to fix. This is so weird. Yeah, let me go ahead and contact. Mop and Fried Rice are going to invest both of their ultimates here to try and regain control of the point. Berry Drop's going to fall first, however. Trey goes on to lag the tank as Mop is looking sharp here as he's going to take down 2. And Tarleton regain control of the point after giving up 40% to San Diego State. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. Not really much I can do if my screen capture also isn't working. So weird. Oh, okay, we got screen capture now. We're just gonna roll with this. I got something to work. That's awesome. It took me long enough. I think it's working. I'll give it a second for the stream to catch up to confirm that, but I think we're good now. In the meantime, San Diego State has been able to recapture the point. We're looking at no ultimates available on the Tarleton side, so we're gonna have to slowly work our way back in as Fried Rice, Dampish Penny continue to poke away. Here comes the push now. Barrier is going to be active. Impulsive taking down the half HP Fried Rice. Still looking to push his advantage. Big Aristo coming through, but it gets dodged. But Berry Drop not able to escape. Dampish Penny falling down as well. And this is looking dangerous for Tarleton. They might have one fight left, but it's going to force them to run away and try to regroup. Mop is in a tough position. I don't know if he's found a way out. He has not. And there you have it. Yeah, it looks like it's working. That's... Oh, wait, what? How bizarre. Okay, yeah, it's working. Awesome. Looks like the gameplay is showing. Here comes the final push from Tarleton. Mob Fried Rice going to go down immediately. There's the investment of the wall from Dampish Penny as he continues to try to push his way back in. It's just him and the supports trying to stay alive and work off of each other, but the firepower from San Diego State is looking like too much. Kitsune is going to get invested. Fried Rice with the swap onto the Malga for a desperate chance at touching the point. And Tarleton, they actually are going to get one more touch from Berry Drop, but she will go down. This Malga, he can't live through all this. Lag picks up a triple. Lag picks up a quadra. An insane spear onto Mop. And that is the objective secured. First point going the way of San Diego State. Tarleton, they are in for a challenge this go-around. Is their first few matches have been pretty much clean sweeps. San Diego State, they're fighting back hard this week. We're going to have to see some nice coordination from Tarleton if they want to have any success here going forward on Li Jiang, which I believe was their map pick, if I'm not mistaken. Very glad I was able to fix some stream issues myself. I didn't know if I was going to be able to do it. I resulted to the emergency screen capture since the game capture for Overwatch wasn't working in Streamlabs. But tech issues aside, let's enjoy this next phase of the map. As Fried Rice actually looks to match the Orisa now. She wasn't doing before. Bob's immediately taken down pretty weak, as well as a lot of the members of Tarleton. They're going to get healed up quickly, as the point control has been established by San Diego State for the most part. Dampish Penny also going to be on the Sojourn this go around. Bob going to get found first. So Tarleton are playing down one support as they continue to look to poke away, but these players from Tarleton are getting incredibly low. Mop is going to have to try to maybe find something, but San Diego State are giving them nothing. And I'm sure Bob is about to regroup with the rest of his team here in just a moment as he's swapped onto the Baptiste. See if that ends up giving them any sort of success. Great shot from Berry Drop. Double for her. Massive value out of the Kiriko. And now Tarleton are looking to just clean up house. Dampish Penny with the double. And the combined picks from him and Berry Drop able to successfully secure the point without having to invest any ultimates, I'll mind you at that. But you imagine the ult economy is looking pretty good for both sides. Can't see our opposing team since I'm a blue side spectator, but you have the Kitsune and Overclock available at the ready to respond to any kind of pressure coming from San Diego State. There's the Kitsune as they try to completely stop this push in its tracks in the middle of the lane. Mop picking up a nice double. Dampish Penny is also going to invest the Overclock. Pick up the kill onto Impulsive. Fried Rice cleans up lag. Dampish Penny with a double. Tarleton, very strong in that team fight. Not giving up any ground. I believe you saw a counter ultimate from the Orisa. I don't know if San Diego State invested anything other than that. But moving forward now, things get more intense. Mop has secured the silver bullet perk onto the cast. Gives him some additional range and poke power. That is a nice window from Bob to stall for some time. San Diego State are going to have to respect that and maybe even look to reposition. Looks like they're just going to wait it out for now and try to re-aggress in the moments that pass. Fried Rice doing what he can to keep them off the point, but there's the Kitsune. Fried Rice is looking for a big ultimate here. He's going to go ahead and use it. Doesn't find any picks, and now the Deadeye also going to be invested. Taken down pretty low, though. So neither ultimate really finding any value. And Tarleton, they've continued to capture this point. They're up to 80% now. As we look to see if these players can find anything. There's the Juno ultimate, so everything coming out here for San Diego. Nice shot from Mop onto Impulsive. Immore going to try to stall for a bit more time, but the point has already been recaptured. Tarleton, they're all just going to look to die as they get cleaned up by, looks pretty much like a team ace. One kill going on to every member of San Diego State. But Tarleton, they've worked their way up to 92%, so you imagine a one-team fight could pretty much decide the second point on Li Jiang. Damage Penny maybe trying to find a potential flank angle. It's immediately cut off. Fried Rice is going to continue to lead the charge into the point. You have the Kitsune at the ready from Berry Drop. There it is. It's going to be invested. Fried Rice is going to move forward with this buff. But yet, Tarleton have not found anything. A nice Immore from Bob to negate the Orisa ultimate. And Mop's finding the first blood. There's the window from Bob. He's going to get the kill. Mop looking nice. Dampish Penny picks up another one. Just the Reaper left on the point. If they're able to take him down quickly, they can capture. And they do so successfully. Let's see if Tarleton look to zone off the opponents from the point. As everything ticks away, 95%. Actually going to get a Doomfist swap from Lag as they look for a kind of cheesy touch. But they're not going to get it, Tarleton. They win this one as we are all tied up on Li Jiang 1-1. All right, the ever-intense third point coming up now for Tarleton. They stick to their team comp. Dampish Penny, what they swap onto the signature May for this point. We've seen him do some crazy, incredible things on this pick. See if he's got a bit more magic in him. Captain from Tarleton State. As they try and win out Li Jiang. Shockwave's actually going to go ahead. It looks like he swapped onto the Bastion. Maybe as an attempt to counter Fried Rice's Orisa pick. Here we go. Both teams kind of just poke away at each other, looking for an opening. You know that Bastion turret can be devastating when members of both teams are grouped up. Both Orisa's going to invest their shielding perk. But still, the poke continue to go away. Fried Rice taken down a little bit weak. Still nothing to write home about yet. Immore invested from Bob. Just to keep these players alive. Impulse is going to be taken down pretty weak from the shots from Dampish Penny. Silver Bullet does connect, but Impulsive quickly healed up as he's forced to retreat. Great shot from Dampish Penny. Opens up even a second headshot onto another player. Dampish Penny looking to go huge. Orisa completely isolated. Doesn't find anything with the ultimate. Mop takes down Impulsive. There's the window from Bob. It is looking good for Tarleton as Mop's Deadeye connects. Tarleton, they clean up house. They secure the point. Well, I say they secured the point. In all my talking, I didn't even realize that San Diego State actually had the point captured already. But they were able to get it to 35% before Tarleton ripped control out of their hands. Dampish Penny has the Blizzard available. Really nice for this narrow hallway. Try and land onto multiple players to secure picks for his team. Kitsune invested from Berry Drop. Counter Kitsune on the other side for San Diego State. Let's see if Fried Rice gets in a position to use his ultimate. He's going to be looking for it. Wall does cut him off for a brief moment, but here it comes. Fried Rice. He connected onto everyone. He's full charging it onto Shockwave. Lands the kill. San Diego State, they have to try and run away. Kite this Orisa. But lag. He's no escape from Dampish Penny as the wall does trap him in. Caffey getting the teleport last second to avoid the hands of Fried Rice. But Tarleton, they're able to hold that one off with a massive ultimate from Fried Rice. Mob's going to spot the impulsive TP. Lands the stun. Unfortunately gets traded out, but it is a 1-for-1, so Tarleton, they're still able to play this one. There's the window invested. Dampish Penny doing a nice job cutting that one off with the May wall. Tarleton going to still have to poke around, look for some kind of value. Mop's going to work his way back slowly. As we look like we have the window available, Bob going to go ahead and invest right here. Immor to keep himself standing. Big Orisa ultimate. Unfortunately, no Immor available for you now, Bob, as he's taken out. Fried Rice is going to be the next to fall, and unfortunately, the point is going to be lost. But Tarleton are able to get it up to 84%. I'd say well played by Lag to understand that Bob just invested his Immor to not go down. And so the Orisa ultimate finding infinitely more value, as most of the time Bob has been able to negate that one using his Immor field. With it unavailable to him there, Lag immediately acts on it and gets the point back for his team. Wall's going to connect and isolate for a second. Reaper actually finds a nice ultimate angle. Death Blossom completely devastating the members of Tarleton as they get completely wiped out. And that will only stall for even more time. Let's see if we have a Kitsune coming up. Looks like we're at 92% on that. We have Fried Rice's ultimate. Pretty much everything at the ready, to be honest, besides the window. So imagine Tarleton are going to invest all that they can to try and force their way onto this point, as both teams remain about even in percentage at 84%. There's the Kitsune. Investment from Fried Rice onto his ultimate doesn't land, but there's the Blizzard. It is going to connect onto two players. They're all taken so weak, but the Immor is going to keep them alive temporarily. Mob finds one with the Deadeye. It's going to be complete cleanup from Tarleton as they secure the point back once again. I believe that San Diego State is going to have one more fight left in them. Unfortunately for Tarleton, they did invest everything. So whatever ultimate San Diego State have at the ready are going to come into play here as we get one more fight. 95% and ticking. San Diego State, you have to touch. They're going to look for it here. There's the artillery from the Bastion. But they don't get the touch. Lag not able to make it onto point. Tarleton, they take Lijiang 2-1. They lead the series 1-0. Very closely contested map there to open us up here in the series. So we're going to get another look at Impulsive's Death Blossom. He found a great angle for that. Gave his team a good opportunity to win Lijiang, but Tarleton spam all four of their ultimates to get the point back, and unfortunately not enough time for the touch for our opponents. But a great first map from a viewing perspective nonetheless. We are going to cut it to a short break. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Tarleton, they lead 1-0.
Am I the only saddle?
I fought a bunch of you bastions once. You all had wheels and big sharp teeth. On second thought, that might have been a dream I had.
I'm coming. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Initial flashpoint. Station.
Everybody holds, nobody runs. Come on! want that objective.
Wow, and I just saw the chat message. I'm so disappointed to see that I was muted for the duration of this map. Thank you for pointing that out for me. I'm very sad to hear that, because I was providing some insane commentary. Not to glaze myself too much. Dampish Penny and Fried Rice have been absolute menaces so far on Flashpoint here. Atlas, and despite the back and forth nature of things so far on this map, everything has ended up in Tarleton's favor as they're able to win the final team fight and secure things. A nice fade from the Reaper to dodge the slash attempt from Fried Rice. High Noon's going to have to get kited out here from Tarleton. Looks like they were able to do so. Kitsune is going to be used in response. Dampish Penny finding big damage. Mop going to land the first kill onto Shockwave. There is the orbital strike. Dampish Penny doesn't care. He goes in with the Death Blossom. Deadeye also used in response. And every single member is going to fall. That's Mop with another triple kill. As I've talked so much about Fried Rice and Dampish Penny in this map, but Mop also kind of an unsung hero, as he's found several multi-kills on the cast with the Silver Bullet perk. Just insane damage, really. Yeah, everyone can laugh at me. Everyone can laugh at me. Yes, yes, yes. I was muted. I'm sorry. Thank you. I deserve to be laughed at. But let's see if Tarleton are able to secure this final point on Flashpoint. It is Fried Rice and Dampish Penny to combine the burst damage onto Shockwave's cast. And now, what firepower do you really have left? As you're sitting at a disadvantage, no way really in. Fried Rice with the Rampage at the ready. As these players are just completely zoned off, disconnected from the rest of their team as they look to regroup. Tarleton, though, they've already made their way to 70%. Things are looking a little rough. They're going to lead it with the Kitsune. Let's see if... There's the Suzu, and once it's invested, Fried Rice wastes no time. Going in with the Rampage. Mop finding first blood. Fried Rice with a second kill. He'll go down, but the rest of the Tarleton stay standing. It's Mop. Once again, as he chases this Orisa, gets knocked back. There's the hindrance. Deadeye gets infested, but Lag's going to fist him. And it's just Berry Drop left standing on the point. Bob doing what he can. Impulsive finds the final 2 kills. What an intense sequence there. As Fried Rice has now made his way back to the rest of the team. The Deadeye from Mop was a little bit questionably sitting at 1 HP. He's trying to burst this Orisa. Wasn't able to do so successfully. But Tarleton, they sit comfortably at 99%. Let's see if they have any ultimates to lead with. Doesn't look like they do. They're working towards another Death Blossom from Dampish Penny, but they might be forced just to brawl this one out. As Fried Rice tries to find an angle for that knife, doesn't quite hit onto Hans 10. But now the speed ring, gonna give Fried Rice an angle. Teleport from Hans 10, forced back onto the point. Impulsive taken down very low, hooked in by Fried Rice. Says thank you very much for that one. Lag, he's a target now. He's been taken out. Fried Rice, unstoppable here. He gets his third. Dampish Penny with the Death Blossom to completely negate the orbital strike once again. And Tarleton, 3-0 clean on Flashpoint. They lead the series 2-0. Unbelievable. And play of the game's going to go to Mop. I imagine it's going to be that triple kill from earlier in Flashpoint, which I unfortunately didn't get to highlight because I was muted the whole time. Got some great shots there. Quick headshot onto the Juno. Follow-up headshot onto the Ash, followed by the slide. Cancel into the triple kill. Unbelievable stuff from him. Everyone on Tarleton firing back hard. Some great ultimates out of Berry Drop and Bob as well to lead Tarleton into winning that second map. We're going to cut it to a short break. I'll be right back, and I won't forget to unmute. I won't forget to unmute, of course, during going into map 3. Thank you, guys. We'll be right back. Alright guys, guess who's not muted? Your favorite caster, B Jord, as we are back heading into game number 3, Gibraltar. Kind of a staple map for Tarleton. I feel like we've seen it almost every week or every other week when it comes to these Overwatch series. It's one of those Tarleton are pretty confident in going into. Obviously, it's not their choice this go around. It's our opponents. And we're actually going to get a first look at the Jetpack Cat potentially. We haven't seen this hero locked in yet. It's kind of one of those gimmicky heroes that has good utility, but you can also grab your opponents. It's so goofy. And Bob might actually be pulling it out here. It's going to be awesome to see if that one ends up working out. Fried Rice, of course, going to be playing the Winston, one of his best maps here on Gibraltar. Mop's actually going to start on the Widowmaker. Very interesting. Feeling confident in his ability to hit these shots early on in this one. So some good variety in composition when it comes to Tarleton. Mop looks to find this opener on the Shockwave. Playing a dangerous game there, looking at the headshot angle. And he's going to connect. Mop looking sharp so far, as he's not going to slow down anytime soon. Jetpack Cat is actually going to carry him onto an angle. This is absolutely absurd gameplay. As let's get the Cat POV. As you can see, he is just holding Mops in suspension right now, as he's able to just aim his gun. Just some absolutely ridiculous stuff. Like, when do you ever see this in Overwatch, or even playing the same game right now? Definitely not the same game I used to play, that's for sure. But it's such a unique strategy and a cool adaptation for Tarleton that the hit scan are going to have to try and deal with. And of course, Dampish Penny going for one of his trademark flanks. Mop in the meantime has found another pick. Dampish Penny in a 1-versus-1 against Shockwave. He is losing it though. He's going to back off, grab the health pack smartly, keep himself up. Mop is eventually going to get taken out, but not before he took out the Ana in return. So Tarleton are still managing to make up a lot of ground here, as they bought themselves plenty of space. Snowwolf getting dangerously low. And Winston's a bit isolated. Fried Rice has chased him into this room, blocking him off. Lag is eliminated. And Impulsive's going to be the next target. Fried Rice continuing to mark him, continuing to be an issue. And he just dives into the entirety of the enemy team. There's the ultimate from him. As every kill has been found, even Bob is going to pick up a melee kill. This is Jetpack Cat. What a ridiculous start for Tarleton as they're pulling out all the strats here. Just getting in the face of San Diego State. As you can see, Mop's holding yet another angle here. Try and find an opening pick. Gonna get spotted out and marked early by the Winston, so Lag's gonna force him off of that high ground position. Pretty well done from San Diego State. In the meantime, Fried Rice gonna chase these players, zone them away, get taken down pretty weak, and he's not able to survive. Bob has traded on to Hans 10, but it may not matter. Tarleton might be forced to just wait for the arrival of their tank to come back before they can start another fight. And it looks to be the play, as Fried Rice slowly lumbers his way back to the group with the rest of his team. Kitsune going to be invested a bit early, as Fried Rice has made his way here. Dampish Penny with the overclock at the ready. There's the Bob coming out from Shockwave, as Tarleton have to just kite this one out. It looks like it didn't find any value. Mop is going to get taken out. He was a bit isolated. But here comes the overclock from Dampish Penny. Doesn't find anything, however. Lag with the elimination. Berry Drop finding one trade in return. But I don't think this fight is winning for Tarleton, as Fried Rice is going to look to try and escape with his life, not able to do so. A nice defensive effort, as Mop is eventually elected to swap back onto the Cass. Pretty smartly, I will say. Bob has the Jetpack Cat ultimate, ready to grab and carry away someone on the enemy team. So far, both teams just kind of poking away at each other, trying to find some sort of opening. Here comes the blade, Nano Blade combo. Impulsive putting on a show with it. Finds 4. It is a big investment, you have to remember, but Impulsive, ridiculous combo there. Takes out all of Tarleton, except for Fried Rice, who remains standing on the Winston. See if Tarleton have any ultimates to lead with going into this. Still with Bob's available to him.
Enemy spotted.
See how he ends up using that one.
Purified.
Fried Rice is going to be just looking for an angle to try and jump on the rest of this back line. Lag eventually going to have to jump away.
Disrupting.
A nice shockwave from Dampish Penny! 2 kills. Taking out Snow Wolf 2016 and the Ash. And Fried Rice with the follow-up onto Hans 10. So that is the opening they needed. It looks like the flank angle wasn't really accounted for by San Diego State. And Dampish Penny, of course, always going to take full advantage of that. To give him an opening, he's not going to waste any time. Fried Rice with the ultimate at the ready. He's going to have no fear playing inside of this choke point, knowing he can tank for damage all day. Again, the Brig is going to be taken down dangerously low, eliminated by Mop. Trade goes out into Berry Drop, but it's Mop shooting back. He already found 3. Dampish Penny goes down, but it's Mop with the 4th. Can he clean up all 5? Almost. Almost the pentakill for Mop. Would have been ridiculous. As this guy has looked unstoppable here. At some point, Bob did invest the ultimate. Kind of wish I would have caught that one. Might have been able to assist Mop in picking up one of those kills. But just ridiculous out of the Tarleton's Cassidy once again. This guy just playing an absurd game. There you go, Fried Rice. Coming out with the primal. Dampish Penny first pick onto Hans 10 as he is swapped over to the Ash. Kitsune leading the charge. So you get a counter primal to try and take out Mop, but he's going to get healed up quickly by the Kiriko. Bob goes 1 for 1 onto Lag. And Mop again. This guy is unrelenting. They have no answer for him, and of course goes down eventually, popping the Deadeye. But not before he finds 2 kills. All of San Diego State have eventually made their way back. But this guy, how do you stop this man? Take a look at the scoreboard as well. You can see all the members of Tarleton popping off. Berry Drop, unfortunately, going to go down early here. This Mop almost connects that kill. Until Shockwave, ridiculous Mop. Of course, he is a little pushed up, so the trade's going to come through. But the double headshot on the Shockwave give them no chance to play the game. And Lag, he's actually been isolated a little bit. Gets his jump cooldown just in time, but almost gets caught. Jetpack Cat diving straight in. Bob taken down a little bit, but eventually going to retreat out of there. Fried Rice picks up a kill onto Impulsive. There's the Bob from Dampish Penny. Responded to by the ultimate from the Brig, but Bob has pulled Shockwave off the map. And the MVP of map 1, Mop and Dampish Penny. I mean, look at the damage from these two. Fried Rice leading the way in terms of kills with 21. I mean, it's just insane. Tarleton are playing out of their minds today. You kind of get the flashy kills, the flashy elements from your Cassidy and Mop. Consistent damage out of Dampish Penny. And then maximum kill participation from Fried Rice. How can you realistically lose the game? And of course, with the creative strategy from Bob, busting out the Jetpack Cat. And Berry Drop on the signature Kiriko as always. Just almost seems overwhelming for San Diego State to deal with. Of course, they get one final opportunity here to secure all 3 points and try to extend the series into at least an overtime on Gibraltar. But that's a tall task when you're facing the likes of Dampish Penny and Mop. And Fried Rice, this trio of danger, as you could put it.
How's it going?
Not getting too many adaptations other than Dampish Penny back on the Reaper. He's been having a lot of success with that throughout the duration of the series, and especially strong into a Winston. It seems the Jetpack Cat strategy is only good for the attacking side of things, as Bob has gone back onto the Baptiste, which he's also been finding pretty good value on. Had some good immors throughout the series. As Fried Rice and Dampish Penny look to cheese a little bit inside of this room next to the bridge to open us up. It'll actually be Mop will be the one on the Ash this time instead of Dampish Penny. Oh, nasty shot from Shockwave. Traded out immediately by Bob. Nice Immor to keep himself standing for the moment, but not going to be able to do so for very long. As Hans 10 also is going to get rezzed by Snowwolf, who has brought out the Mercy for the first time this series, and Fried Rice can't escape as well. So a clean start. That is exactly what you needed if you're San Diego State going into this one. As they've made their way to almost capturing this first point. You imagine Tarleton aren't going to let that happen willingly, as they look to re-engage before this first point gets captured. Damage Penny forced to use his fade early here. Has to be careful about looking to engage too soon. He's taken down pretty weak, quickly healed up, but it's Mop again. As this guy just finding unlimited first bloods. No fade on the Reaper. He can't escape the arms of Dampish Penny. And it seems that San Diego State are going to be forced to fall away, as Fried Rice has found another pick onto Hans 10. And he will quickly drop and regroup with the rest of his team. As the longer you stall here for Tarleton, the scarier this gets for San Diego State, as time is the name of the game here on push. Or I say it's push. I think this is either hybrid or escort. I don't remember. It might be escort. Fried Rice limit testing just a tad bit. Taken down low, but quickly jumps away. Keeps himself alive. Dampish Penny just once again on the super annoying flank angle with the Reaper. Just poking away. Continuing to be a nuisance. Fried Rice with a nice jump into this high ground position. Just, it seems like San Diego State aren't able to make any progress until they invest the ultimate. Counter from Berry Drop is the Kitsune, but Impulsive finding big value onto the Death Blossom. So it should be no issue here going forward, as Impulsive takes down 4. And they are able to secure this first checkpoint and get themselves one step closer to forcing overtime. Again, another nice Death Blossom there from Impulsive. Got to give credit where credit's due. Unfortunately, Mop seems to have been caught by Lag's dive attempt. It looked like Fried Rice made an attempt to save him with the shield. Wasn't able to do so. And Dampish Penny with the quick swap onto the Hanzo, finding Impulsive. So numbers evened up instantly. There's the Primal invested onto Bob, as he's once again going to be the victim of this ultimate. And actually, both supports have been caught. Berry Drop goes down as well. So this is going to buy the enemies a lot of space. It's Lag to find 3. And of course, Fried Rice can stall with this Primal, which it looks like he's going to attempt to do so to buy his team time to come back. But at what cost? You imagine he's going to go down here. Immor going to be put down to try and keep him alive, but it's Bob to go down again. Fried Rice eliminated. And San Diego State, they've made a ton of progress here in not a lot of time. And Mop's also going to get caught on the rotation, so Tarleton are having no chance to even play the game as 5. San Diego State not letting their foot off the gas. Just extending complete pressure here. And the Texans have a challenge now. They have to try and stall at this point for the next 4 minutes if they want to end the series here. Or they risk going into overtime with a disadvantage in terms of time. We'll see what the approach looks like. Another Nano going to be sent onto the Winston as he causes issues for Tarleton in their backline. Mop, Dampish Penny, both are going to get found by it. Bob also going to be in danger. Eventually, Lag's going to get caught, though. So you lose 2 players on Tarleton, but with Fried Rice still standing, it's another Death Blossom from Impulsive. Takes out all 3. Ridiculous, and Mop's only going to be able to get 1. That's going to be point captured. What a strong attacking half from San Diego State, as they still sit with 3 minutes and 30 seconds left on the clock. Unbelievable. Good stuff from them. Tarleton arguably had no answer on that defensive side. Felt like the pressure was always on, and they were just able to cycle back to their ultimates more efficiently because of said pressure. And of course, got to highlight Impulsive with those Death Blossoms. I think he found a triple on both of them while pushing the cart. As we take a quick look at the scoreboard, you can see Lag sitting at 30 kills now.
Who exactly do you think I am?
Pretty insane stuff.
Guess not. A welcome advantage.
Here we go. Definitely a challenge here for Tarleton. We're going to get a first look at Fried Rice's Hazard. So we get a kind of a composition shift. Bob going to be on the Moira. You have about a minute to stretch this thing as far as you can go. See how much value Tarleton are able to get. But of course, you lose one team fight at this stage of the game, you risk not being able to touch the cart and stopping everything, all the momentum in their tracks. And obviously, if you look at the other side of things, San Diego State with 3 minutes and 37 seconds, you really got to get this thing as far as you can if you're in Tarleton's position. And it's Mop on the Widowmaker to find first blood onto Shockwave. Immediately going to get resurrected, however. And it's Mop to just take him out yet again. Of course, Berry Drop is going to go down as well to the Winston, so still looking dangerous. You got 20 seconds now, Tarleton. You have to group as 5 at this point and just hope that you can push the cart as far as it can go. Fried Rice making his way back. Trying to force lag off of this high ground spot. But it seems like you have to stay on cart this entire time, so Tarleton are going to have to play around that and kind of ignore this high ground position for the time being. Mop not able to regroup with his team. Gets caught out by lag. And now you're in a disadvantage for Tarleton. Immediately evened out, though, onto the Ash. Fried Rice has no way of getting healed back up. Resurrection comes through. It's looking dangerous. I don't think Tarleton, they have no kind of touch. Bob goes down, able to stall for a little bit of time. But all the members of Tarleton are falling. We're going to get a touch from the Tracer, but that is not going to last very long. As, man, I don't know if Tarleton made it far enough. They're going to have a ridiculous defensive stand. We'll see what happens. Of course, miracles are always a thing with this team. But you imagine here if San Diego State played anything like they did on that in that second half that they played earlier in Gibraltar, they should have no trouble getting to where Tarleton did. We'll just have to see if the Texans can make a massive stand. Let's see what the composition they elect to go with. Of course, no Bastion available for Dampish Penny, so he's going to stick on the Reaper.
Much more efficient. A welcome advantage. Push your limits. Nothing breaks that I cannot mend.
Having a bit of a spectator bug. Okay, there we go. It wasn't letting me spectate anyone other than the supports. It's actually going to be Fried Rice on the Malga this time. Unfortunately for him, enemy team has been playing Ana, so could be a little bit challenging. But yeah, definitely a tough ask from Tarleton. Mop going to get a first look at his soldier. So here we go. Impulsive and lag gonna look to push these players off of their high ground spots. Dampish Penny not really in a lot of danger as of yet, as he has the fade up and at the ready. And eventually these players are gonna be forced to back down. Dampish Penny doing a bit of chasing, and it's Fried Rice to actually find first pick onto Hans 10. And so that's kind of what Tarleton needed. Fried Rice immediately responding by diving down onto the Mercy, gonna take her down pretty low. There's the stomp, it's massive! And the Malga already finding tremendous value. Dampish Penny with a double. Mop finds the final kill, and it's a complete cleanup from Tarleton. That is exactly what you needed, as they need to try to work to these ultimates first. Dampish Penny already 70% on the Death Blossom. Still, a lot left to do. You have 2.5 minutes now. In San Diego State, you don't have to go very far. So it's going to take a tremendous effort from Tarleton's. Dampish Penny looking for some kind of flank angle. They're not really giving it to him yet. Here we go, though, as he gums on the lag out from the shadows. As you imagine, Mercy going to try and look for this resurrection. Tarleton doing what they can to deny it. They're not going to be able to do so, but Mop finding another kill onto Shockwave. Fried Rice trying to be a menace, trying to keep himself up. He's on 6 HP, and he goes down. This could spell danger for Tarleton. As now, what do? You have the Death Blossom from Dampish Penny. He's going to have to stall for time to get Fried Rice back in the game. Mop is repositioning onto high ground to try and poke away at these players. And the cart is only slowly moving, so Fried Rice is actually going to have time to regroup with his team. Mop, unfortunately, going to get dropped. But let's try to see if we can go onto Dampish Penny. There's the Coalescence big, but it's not enough to keep Berry Drop alive. Dampish Penny goes down before he has a chance to... He looks like he did invest in Death Blossom, but he got immediately denied. Cage fight at the ready for Fried Rice, as he's going to have to make a final attempt at this one. Here he comes. He goes in. Cage fight is dropped. Ana's going to go ahead and drop the ante. Death Blossom invested from Impulsive. They're taking no chances here. There's the Bob. This one is all but over. Impulsive finds himself a triple kill yet again. Tarleton, they're going to fall on Gibraltar, as we have ourselves an interesting series now. As our opponent, San Diego State, take this one, we are now sitting at 2-1. Yeah, just what a great TP there from Impulsive to eliminate all three players from Tarleton. Find the fourth onto Mop. Didn't even realize he actually got the pentakill there to secure that third point. Really great stuff from him on the Reaper. He played well. But yeah, we are heading into the next game. We'll be back in just a moment, so do not go anywhere. We have ourselves a series. Tarleton, they lead 2-1.
Me leva pra longe, longe sem pensar. Teu toque me prende, faz meu mundo girar. No ritmo do vento, começo a levitar. Não sei se é destino, mas quero continuar.
So it looks like we're not going to be having to wait very long, as we are immediately hopping into the action on Esperanza for push. Tarleton, they lead the series 2-1. As honestly, most of these maps have been competitive, so it's not really surprising to me that our opponent, San Diego State, were able to take that one on Gibraltar, as it also was their map pick. So really not a surprise to me, in my opinion. This Flashpoint, despite it being 3-0 for Tarleton, all of those went to basically 99% OT type points. So you knew this was going to be a close series no matter what. Tarleton, this one's not over. You have to close this out. And San Diego State obviously not going to back down. But Esperanza has proven to be a very strong map for Tarleton. They wasted no time during the hero ban phase and selection to lock this map in. You can see the composition coming out. Bob back on the Moira. Berry Drop signature Kiriko. Fried Rice. First look for him on Sig here. Oh, he actually swapped the last second, so I got fooled. Of course we're getting the JQ. What else would we be getting here besides the JQ, huh? You already know it's Fried Rice's best pick. Dampish Penny. Once again on the May. Ridiculous headshot on the Shockwave to open us up. And of course, we're going to get a Zarya to start out. Probably as an attempt in countering Fried Rice's JQ. We'll see if he ends up sticky on this one in the long run. So far, Tarleton are actually going to be able to get to the point first. I'm not sure who's on the point. It was just Dampish Penny pushing that one forward while the rest of the enemy team remained distracted. Impulsive actually going to be on the Vendetta this time. So first look at one of those new heroes. So far, nothing to write home about. Nice Suzu there to try and keep Dampish Penny still standing. Vendetta going to make a play onto him, but going to get punished for it immediately. Mop finding the kill. And Fried Rice is going to do a bit more chasing. Shockwave going to go down. That's both DPSs have been dropped. The wall going to isolate this Zarya. Lag gets found. And Tarleton wastes no time in capturing the point and pushing forward. Vendetta is definitely a curious pick. I don't know how it works exactly. And I mean, Impulsive wasting no time. Immediately going to go back onto the Reaper. Not playing any more games. Been the strongest pick for him throughout the entirety of this series. Let's see if we're going to get any kind of contest before Tarleton reaches checkpoint, as they're getting narrowly close. Flank attempt coming through from Impulsive. Wall going to immediately try and isolate him. There's the bubble. He's going to be forced to use the fade. Knife does connect for Fried Rice as he continues to shoot back. There's the Coalescence from Bob. Overclock also going to be doing big damage. Lag goes down. So that is the tank going to get found. Gets off the grab right before falling, but with Fried Rice still standing and no tank on the other side, he kind of has free reign over this team fight. Impulsive in trouble going down the Dampish Penny. There's the Kitsune. Fried Rice going to continue the chase, as they're not finding anything, but the kills are going in favor of Tarleton. It's Bob for a double. Dampish Penny with the third. And Lag going to be forced to swap back onto the Orisa. Tarleton, they are going very far forward here, as they made it to 80% now. And with that Rampage almost ready, you imagine Fried Rice is going to be hungry for it. As here we go. Big damage coming out. There's the Kitsune's investment. Fried Rice just waiting for that. Suzu gonna get used. Fried Rice going in. There's the teleport from Kiriko. It doesn't matter. Dampish Penny with the Blizzard taking out one. Tarleton finding all the kills. Impulsive. No escape. And even the Bob gonna get used from Shockwave. But I mean, Tarleton, they're right at the end of things. They want to close the series out here and now. Bob has the Coalescence. You're likely going to get to see that one being used. His second Coalescence already, by the way, as we're only 3 minutes in. Tarleton, they're taking their time. They want to approach this one slowly. There's the Coalescence invested from Bob, as Lag is going to be targeted. Dampish Penny with the overclock ready. Lag's going to get isolated by this wall. He's in danger. Dampish Penny, ridiculous shot. Shockwave going to get taken out. Death Blossom immediately denied. The captain showing off his skills and talents. Lag going to find him with the ultimate. Resurrection comes through, but it's Fried Rice still standing. How do you deal with this JQ? The answer is you're just about able to, as the rest of the members from San Diego State regroup. That was looking dangerous. Tarleton, they were inches away from being able to end that game. And finally, San Diego State get control back, and Tarleton retreat. That's some big dynamite value from Shockwave, but it just doesn't matter. Not when Dampish Penny's hitting shots like those. TP gonna be forced out from Hans Tim, but the wall. Dampish Penny. Kitsune gonna be used to chase. Lag, you're in trouble. There is no escape. As Tarleton, they're on the hunt. And Dampish Penny gonna continue to follow up Fried Rice. All chasing players into their spawn. And Tarleton, they're gonna look for the end. They have Fried Rice's Rampage coming up. There's the Mercy ultimate, but Shockwave has already gone down in time. There's the Rampage! Fried Rice going in, takes out Hans 10. Lag, gonna be the next target. I believe that was the Blizzard invested from Dampish Penny. Takes out Shockwave yet again. Oh, and such a nice timed Ice Cube to rupture that. Look at Dampish Penny, man. This guy is on the high ground, freezing the Orisa. He's eventually gonna go down, but immediately traded by Mop. I mean, this one looks all but over. Coalescence gonna find 3! Bob! And it's just Impulsive left. He's been great, but he can't do anything. Barrier drop lands the melee kill. And that is all she wrote. Tarleton. You can see why they wanted to go onto Esperanza here. As they close out the series, they win it 3-1. Bob, ridiculous Coalescence there at the end, as we're gonna get to see it. as the play of the game. He may have had 4 coalescences. Is that how you say that? But yeah, just look at this tracking. Nice kill. Pretty much a solo kill onto 2 players. Huge out of the Moira there. And that will close out the series. Great stuff from Tarleton. And that will unfortunately do us here for the stream. It has been a pleasure getting to cast this once again. Sorry for any of the technical issues early on. Glad we were able to get those solved. But your Texans win this one as they go to, I believe it's either 2-0 or 3-0 in NECC. I don't remember if it was an FF last week or if they moved the game, but Tarleton, they are undefeated in Overwatch. And that's kind of all that matters, right? Thank you guys so much for watching. And we have more NECC next week. We have CVal CLUL on the weekends. So make sure to tune into those games. But it's been a pleasure. Bjord signing off. See you guys next time.
Batem no meu peito sem parar. Quando chega perto, não sei nem respirar. Tua sombra dança no meu corpo devagar. A noite chama, vem comigo se soltar. Teu calor me muda, me deixa em febre. Quando eu vejo a luz em você, tudo desce. O som me empurra, o tempo não mede. Só vem comigo antes que isso aconteça. Teu sorriso corta tudo ao meu redor. Quando fico longe, tudo perde o tom. No seu movimento, perco direção. Mas sigo firme, sigo tua vibração. Chama